Hello and welcome to the Cottage at Woodland Corners. Today we're making gizzards. I'm so excited this morning because spring has sprung here at the Cottage at Woodland Corners. And I actually have on the table behind me some of the roses that bloomed over this past week. So I've got these really gorgeous light pink, white, sort of mixed roses that came out in force. And then the big red one is one of my Lincoln roses, which I just love them. You know, of course, all these roses come with thorns, and that's an unhappy reality, but they are so gorgeous and I couldn't wait to put them out. I thought they would be so beautiful in the background. So I'll probably feature a good close-up of them somewhere in this video just to show you, because I'm so proud of my roses right now. So let's talk a little bit about chicken gizzards. They aren't really the type of thing that everybody loves or enjoys or can even warm up to. Some folks love them. My uncle used to love them. My friend really loves them. I'm fine with them. To me, eating them is kind of like eating a chicken nugget. But to some people, they are a real turnoff. So, cook these with your audience in mind, I suppose, would be my number one message to you. First of all, they are part of a chicken, but they are also organ meat. So you're dealing with something that might taste a little stronger than just a normal chicken muscle meat that people are used to. As you might be more familiar with, something like liver, some people love it. It's a huge turnoff for other people. So you might want to do taste testing before you go whole hog with this, but I have a friend who cannot stand the taste, cannot stand the smell when I'm cooking them. And like I said, I have another friend who loves them, and I myself am very in the middle on them. I can take them, leave them. One of the benefits to them, though, as an organ meat is that they do come packed with a lot more vitamins and protein than your normal muscle meat. So organ meat is generally better for you, depending, I guess, on the organ. But there's a whole lot of misconceptions around diet. And I remember one of the things that surprised me was when I took anthropology at college, and I learned about some cultures that survived on 100% meat diets. And the way I had been raised with, might be dating myself here, the food pyramid, you had your grains and your fruits and your dairy and meats. And I did not even occur to me that a person could survive without eating anything but meat. But you can, depending on the cuts of meat that you're eating and how you're eating them, how you cook them, how you prepare them. Let's talk about preparing a gizzard. One thing you notice when you first open a pack of gizzards, and I'm going to show some in the footage that I took while I was cooking these, they are kind of tough. So cutting a gizzard, or even the thought of trying to eat something like that, when you go to cut into it, you'll see how really tough it is. It's not like muscle meat. There's a lot of real grip to this meat where pulling it apart is very difficult. So to me, one of the tricks when I cook them is that you have to cook them for a very long time, because it's very important that you soften these up before you eat them. A lot of folks that talk about disliking the texture of a gizzard will tell me they don't like them because they are so tough. To me, when I hear that, I hear someone undercooked it, because you just have to boil these things for hours to get them soft enough to cook. And that alone might be a reason for some people to say, yeah, this is not for me, because I'm not going to boil this meat for 2 or 3 hours just to be able to then make a chicken nugget, when I can just, go and get some chicken, or even go to get chicken nuggets. So it sort of depends on what you're in it for, because they are going to be more nutritious than regular muscle meat, and they are also going to be cheaper than your average cut of chicken. So for example, you can buy like an entire pack of gizzards, which is quite a few gizzards. And I'll show you when I do this recipe and I show the amount that I'm cooking, that's 2 packs of gizzards that I only make about, I think, maybe 8 nuggets in this recipe. What I did in this particular case was cook them all. And then I kept some back and only breaded some to show you the whole process because I wasn't going to cook them until later in the week. So I did hold back the bulk of those, and I only cook a portion of them in this particular video so that you can see how they get cooked. But I don't cook all of them, but you'll see the bowl with all of the gizzards in it at the beginning of the video. And that's going to be 2 packs of gizzards. And a pack of gizzards can run you under $2, definitely under $3. It would be super strange to see a pack of gizzards on sale for more than $3, at least where I live. So we're talking Central Texas. So if price point is important to you and you're looking for a way to increase your protein and vitamin intake, these might be a good fit. I do them like a nugget. So to me, they are a perfectly acceptable substitute for a normal standard chicken nugget. But if you don't like the taste, if they just are a big turnoff for you, then it's not going to work for you. But for me, I think they're fine. And I want to talk about a few things that I did in this recipe. So number one, I cooked them for 2 hours, but you can cook them longer. You might want to try one after you cook them for a couple hours and just see if it's soft enough for you. Additionally, there's different types of breading. This time I used a type of breading that I was curious about. I had seen a pork rind breading that I didn't know if it would be too pungent or if it would be an acceptable substitute for a normal breading. It's definitely more expensive, and I basically bought it because I was curious about it. And I did use that in this video. I personally didn't think there was a whole lot of difference between the pork rind breading and the normal breading. So whatever breading appeals to you is fine. If you're doing something like keto, you might want to consider that you could bread these with the pork rind breading. The only other thing I want to mention is that when you serve these up, you can serve them with a variety of dipping sauces just like you can any other chicken nugget. So keep that in mind. If the flavor is not your favorite, but not completely intolerable to you, and you'd like to get into these because of price point or because of vitamin content, you can potentially cover that flavor a little bit with barbecue sauce, honey mustard, ranch, any of the dipping sauces that you would use with any other chicken nugget. And with that, let's get cooking. That's it for this week's episode. Thank you so much for joining me. If you appreciate the content at this channel, I invite you to like and subscribe. I would love to see you back here next week. Thanks so much for watching.